Hello everybody and welcome to my channel today. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going meatless. Meat is expensive and it keeps getting more expensive. So I've decided to transition a little into a diet that contains a little less animal products. And in preparation for that, I reached out to my little brother, who's a vegetarian vegan, and his wife, and asked them for some recipes. I am by no means planning to go vegetarian or vegan. Rather, I've decided that I'd like to explore the potential benefits of a diet that has a little less meat in it. And let's be honest, at a time when the prices of meat are getting so high, why wouldn't we try to start experimenting with meatless alternatives? Many people have diets based on specific nutritional needs, and many more should. Now, no matter the claims about health benefits and anything else related to protein consumption, today I'm coming from the angle of a financial perspective. Because if there's anything most of us share in common, whether now or in the past, we've all faced financial struggles at some point in time. And since protein is becoming a more expensive and potentially a more iffy thing to consume because of bacteria and food-borne illnesses, I decided to bring you a meat-free option for your tacos. As of this recording, tofu costs about $2 a pound, as opposed to ground beef, which costs anywhere from $4 to $6, depending on where you get it. One of my concerns about cutting meat out of diets and proteins out of diets is meat is an excellent source of amino acids, which are essential for human health. And we'll talk just really briefly about amino acids right now. Not all vegetarian and vegan options provide a complete protein, but tofu is a complete protein. So let's talk about tofu. Tofu is a curd made of soybeans that is made in a very similar way to cheese. Tofu comes in a variety of styles, which can be used in a number of different ways, from savory dishes to sweet dishes. It comes in silken, regular, firm, extra firm, and super firm. The silken form has a texture very similar to a young white cheese, whereas a firmer tofu, the most common, has a texture similar to feta. The texture of a super firm tofu can be compared to that of meat. Tofu tastes mild. Having no flavor means it's highly adaptable to many preparations, as it takes on the flavor of the herbs, spices, and marinades it's seasoned with. If you want to know about different herbs, spices, and marinades, there's a link in my description to 3 different videos that I've done on the topic in the past year. So as mentioned, tofu is a complete protein. So what is a complete protein? Let's start at the beginning with the building blocks of protein: amino acids. Amino acids are organic compounds that your body uses to make proteins. Proteins are essentially a chain of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids that your body needs. Each one has a specific function in your body, including the formation of histamines. Histamines are important for our body's immune system. The amino acids in protein also help with muscle growth, tissue regeneration, and energy production. They make the brain's chemical serotonin, which regulates mood, appetite, and sleep. It helps with the regeneration of collagen, the breakdown of food, growth, and body repair. Proteins and amino acids are the building blocks of life. Your body can make 11 of the 20 amino acids on its own, and they're called non-essential amino acids, but they are very essential. They're just considered non-essential because you don't need to procure them from your diet. The 9 amino acids that we do not make with our bodies gets obtained through food consumption, and foods that contain all 11 of those amino acids are called complete proteins. And the following foods contain complete proteins. So if you're looking to offload some of your meat consumption, there will be some in this list that are not meat-based, but they include fish, poultry, eggs, beef, pork, dairy, quinoa, buckwheat, hemp seed, blue-green algae, and we have tofu and tempeh is fermented soybeans, and edamame beans. But you can also make your own complete protein at home by mixing the following ingredients. You can mix nuts or seeds with whole grains, such as the case with peanut butter on whole wheat toast. You can mix whole wheat grains with beans, such as with beans and rice, hummus and pita bread, bean-based chili and crackers, refried beans, and tortillas. Or you can mix beans with nuts or seeds, such as in a salad with chickpeas and sunflower seeds. Soybeans, which tofu is made of, was domesticated about 5,000 years ago. And tofu has been around for thousands of years, originating in China. It was most likely developed during the time of the Han Dynasty, roughly 200 BCE, coming to the Western world in the 1960s. Tofu is a staple in Chinese and Japanese cuisine, and in religious diets where meat consumption is prohibited or frowned upon. Soy contains a plant estrogen that is similar to the estrogen that the human body contains, and every human body has estrogen. However, the estrogen from plants has a weaker effect on the human body than estrogen created by the human body. I encourage you to check out the link on the screen, which will be in the description below, to discover more of the benefits such as weight loss and lowering risks for colorectal cancer, which is the third most common cancer-related death in the United States. There are also plenty of other resources out there for you to check out, but make sure you follow the CRAP test. CRAAP. And I guess with everything, I would just say if you were concerned about the estrogen in soy at all, like with anything, I say moderation is key. To paraphrase one of 4 cardinal virtues as stated by Plato, nothing in excess is healthy. If you're interested in Plato's 4 virtues, by the way, they are the following. Moderation, which is the avoidance of extremes. Prudence, the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason, meaning skill and good judgment. Fortitude, which is courage in pain or adversity. And justice, which is kindness as well as a desire to follow the law. For more on Plato and justice, if you're interested in such a thing, there's a link in the description. I would also add variety to those virtues, because variety is the spice of life, as you know, which is why it's okay to incorporate soy into your diet along with anything else. Now, the nutritional profile when you're comparing beef and soy is hugely different from each other. So let's dig into that real quick before I show you how to make tofu taste like taco meat. A 100-calorie serving of tofu contains 11 grams of protein, whereas the same amount of calories of ground beef equals 8.9 grams, and that same amount in calories of cheese provides 6.2 grams of protein. So as you can see, tofu has twice as much protein as cheese. Now, a half a cup of raw tofu contains 5 grams of unsaturated fat, and its low-fat version contains 1.5 grams. But with anything, when they start removing fat from any food that you get packaged, you want to make sure you check out the ingredients, because oftentimes they're replacing fat with more carbohydrates or more sodium, and even sometimes sugar, which I guess is a carbohydrate, but that's not what I was getting at. One important note, there should be some flashing lights. There is one concern for a group of people, and that is those who are on MAOIs, which is monoamine oxidase inhibitors, and these are for mood disorders or Parkinson's. Now on to the tofu. Now, as I said, I got this recipe from my youngest brother, who got it from the website Sweet Simple Vegan, and so it has been tried and tested by him, and I trust him completely when it comes to steering me towards delicious meat-free foods. So let's get to making some vegan tofu taco meat. Stick around and I will taste it when I'm done. But first we're going to need to get together some ingredients. So go to your cupboard and make sure you get all of it out onto the counter first. But here is the ingredients you're going to need. 1 14-ounce package of firm tofu or extra firm. A half of a medium onion, finely diced. 3 cloves of garlic minced. 1/4 cup of tomato paste. 3 tablespoons of tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce, and you can always substitute regular soy sauce for that. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of oil, but the oil is not entirely necessary if you would like to skip that. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, half teaspoon of black pepper, and a quarter teaspoon of oregano. Gather together a half baking sheet, silicone baking mat or oil for placing on the baking sheet, a medium-sized bowl, and a spatula or large spoon for mixing. First, you're going to want to prepare your baking sheet with the silicone mat or the layer of oil, or in my case, parchment paper. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees. While the oven preheats, open and drain the excess liquid from the tofu package. Crumble the tofu into a bowl, add the remaining ingredients, and mix until combined. Transfer the tofu mixture and any liquid that may have accumulated to your baking sheet. Using a spatula, spread out the mixture onto the baking sheet in a single layer. Bake for 40 to 45 minutes, stirring halfway through, making sure to keep an eye on it starting at about the half-hour mark. You want to cook it until it's about golden. Alright, so if I had planned ahead, I probably would have some cilantro because I'm one of those weirdos who loves cilantro. And I could have put some black beans on here, but when I went to the cupboard, I am out of black beans. So, this is what we have. You saw me assemble it. To keep the avocado from getting a little brown, I put a little salt and lime juice on there to keep it from oxidizing. So that's going to add to the flavor of this also. The cheese and the sour cream are not vegan or vegetarian because I'm not vegan or vegetarian. And I'm really only trying this to save money on beef, as I said. And while I don't mind vegan sour cream because I've had it before, obviously I prefer the real thing. And then vegan cheese can go itself because it smells funny usually. But if you love it, you love it. Like, everybody loves weird things. I like super weird things. Okay, I'm going to give this a try and see how it tastes. Also, this is a low-carb tortilla, so it's a little, it's got a bit of a little bit different texture for eating. It gets soft a lot faster. All right, so let's give it a try. I couldn't really taste anything. All the other ingredients are sort of overpowering it. I'm going to put them on the plate and taste it just plain. Alright. This is what it looks like. You saw it on the plate, or on the pan. It is a little warm. I'm going to give it a try. It's very flavorful. I use really fresh spices, and I think I could probably ease back a little bit on the cumin, but it's definitely tasty. And you could put this in a lot of different things. Honestly, that would taste really good in like a rice bowl. So you in rice instead of tortillas, and you build on top of it, just like with any of those like power bowls or protein bowls and stuff. That is very good. So I definitely recommend trying this if you're interested in going vegan or vegetarian, simply saving money for health reasons. This is a very, very tasty tofu thing. So I'm going to go finish this over there. Thank you for stopping by my video today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. If you'd like to see me do more videos on creative, interesting ways to use tofu, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments section. Subscribe if you haven't. Share with someone you think might be interested in this recipe. And as always, have a wonderful day.